Kingdom Team All-Call time. This is the question and answer segment of the broadcast where you can send some of your questions our way. You can send questions via the forum at kingdomreportlive.com, or you can leave them in the comments beneath the video if you're watching. If you're listening to us, head on over to our social media pages at Kingdom Report Live. Send us a question there. We always try to follow up as soon as we can. Today's question comes to us from Martha Ramon. Martha asks, with all of the restrictions, reservations, and virtual queues in order to visit Disney World, do you think a Disney vacation has become too stressful? This is something that over the course of time, I know based on whatever's going on, even pre-pandemic, has been a question that seems to get asked a lot. And it's because there's so much, in particular, if you're visiting a place like Walt Disney World, there's so much to know. We have a show, I don't know if you guys heard, dedicated to it every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, and then a channel also dedicated to that information. In fact, I feel like I'm doing it right now. Anyway, Martha, we want to let you know that asking a question like this, it might be tweaked a little bit pre-pandemic. It might be tweaked a little bit post-pandemic. But right now, I know you're talking about with everything you got to plan for at the moment in pandemic, you're probably curious, right? Like, is it too stressful? Is it even worth it? What do you guys think? Katrina, there is a lot to plan for when you go to a place Disney World. And then you add all of those pandemic measures on top.
It is stressful no matter what you do to plan a vacation. You want to make it perfect. You want to get the bang for your buck. You just want it seamless and easy. That's why you hire a travel agent.
Oh.
But a little plug for me.
There you go.
Anyway, but I will say, I feel like the stress factor is kind of the same as it was before the pandemic. Because, again, you still have to do dining, and so you have to wake up early for the dining. Yep. Before, you had to wake up early for fast passes, 60 days in advance. You had to plan out your day. So you still have to plan out your days to make park reservations, but at least, you do that when you get your ticket. So that's kind of like out of the way. You just kind of have to figure out the days you want to start at. Mm-hmm. You don't have to. Now you don't have to deal with the fast passes of trying to coordinate at 6 in the morning and trying to see what 3 you want, and then what happens if 2 aren't the ones you want, and like have other people try to grab them. It's just like a chaotic mess. And then like the virtual queues, on top of that, they've always had that for Rise of the Resistance. I honestly think it's better now because you get to do it in the luxury of your hotel room or wherever you are sleeping at 7 in the morning.
They have made it more convenient,
Yeah, because before it was a nightmare.
Before you had to show up at 7 a.m. You had to be there.
Ugh, it was the worst. Because Tyler and I would be like, "Why are you crowding with me? Get away from my Wi-Fi!" And then we would run away, or and honestly, you don't do Wi-Fi. You go on your cellular.
That's right. Yeah, don't do Wi-Fi for that.
But you see people crowd with you, and you just run to the other side, not because of germs, just because you don't want them to steal your cellular data. You're taking my stuff. So. It was just a chaotic mess. I hated doing it at 7 in the morning. I'm not a morning person. So we would just wake up, drive there, stand there for an hour and a half, and then we would get our boarding pass. And usually we did, but I was literally shaking the whole time as I'm trying to book it. And then as soon as we were done, we would see where we were at, and we're like, oh, we're boarding group 40. Well, might as well go back to the hotel and go get some breakfast. And then we would just drive back to the hotel, get breakfast, and then hang out for a few hours and then go. But
Hollywood Studios, breakfast. Yeah, breakfast.
If the Brown Derby was open for breakfast, we would eat there for breakfast. But anyway, so I think with the virtual passes now, it's a lot easier. I'm kind of actually happy with that. So
that's great.
Yeah, those are my
Tyler, I saw you nodding
cents.
your head.
I agree with everything she said. I think that right now it's less stressful than it was pre-pandemic because now you don't have to worry about, oh, okay, what time are we going to go see this show? Or okay, well, we have a fast pass during this time, so let's go. And when they're doing the bird show over at Animal Kingdom, it's you had to figure all that stuff out.
The important question.
Or
Exactly.
you're running late for your fast pass and you're grabbing your kid and you're like, we gotta go, we have 5 minutes.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then you have to run to the next ride because you were stuck on another ride. That was just.
And then it was oh, we could get a dining reservation for 1 p.m. Oh, but that's exactly the same time we have a fast pass that we had to book 60 days before this. So it was just, or actually the other way around. But you know what I'm trying to say. So it was just, there was a lot of puzzle pieces that you had to put together then, whereas now I feel like the puzzle pieces are you know, we used to have to put together 1,000-piece puzzle. Now we're putting together a 100-piece puzzle, you know.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
So like, you know, and like she was saying about the fast passes, it used to be picking a park is exactly the same thing as doing fast passes, except now you only have to do it one time instead of 3 times for every day.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe there's like a little bit less to do, but that actually makes it easier, I think. And I think getting dining reservations is a little bit harder possibly right now because they're spreading people out, or they were. I don't know if they are quite doing it as much anymore, but it's one of those things where it's felt to me like it hasn't been this easy in a long time.
Great way to put it then.
Yeah.
Terrific perspective. We'll jump out to Walt Disney World, where Garrett Hassel, our Florida reporter, standing by. As somebody that is more of a local, obviously you drop in whenever you'd like, but certainly the pandemic has required you to make some reservations and certainly plan out your trip a little bit more, I would imagine, than even before. Am I right on that, or completely off base because I don't know what I'm talking about?
No, you're exactly right. Before, you know, I could get off of work and I could show up at Epcot, no question. I didn't need Fast Pass. I could just park and go inside. Now I got to do a little bit more planning. And like for me, you know, some days it's like, oh, I really want to go this day, but it's already booked out because annual pass holders get a lot less. And, you know, there are some that live in other parts of the country and they're actually making a real vacation. While for myself, you know, I'm just coming for a day trip or I'm just coming for an hour trip. There are times where I've gone into Animal Kingdom just to eat dinner in Pandora and then I've left. So it's very different. But I would agree with Tyler and Katrina where during the pandemic, booking your vacation for here is significantly easier because you have everything locked in. Because I know in the past, you know, getting the hotel, getting food, getting the reservations is very stressful. And then getting fast passes was even more stressful because you'd be like, all right, we want to get 3 fast passes. And then you look and you're like, oh, that park doesn't have any. Let's go to the next one. And then they're gone. And then you can flip, flop. Yeah. It can be very stressful, even
throughout the day, it's stressful to grab the fast passes, like while you're in the park.
Mm-hmm.
That was a tough one.
It's a lot to handle. The biggest advice I'd give to anyone who's never planned a Walt Disney World vacation is don't expect perfection because vacations go wrong. Not everything's going to be perfect. You may not get your boarding pass. You may not get your dining experience. And that's just how it is. You have to know that Disney does the best they can to make magic for you, but they can't make every miracle come true. So, you know, whoever's booking the vacation, whether it's mom, dad, grandma, or grandpa, grandma, whoever, just be patient with them. Know that they're doing the best they can. I think by keeping, you know, the park pass reservation system, it will make things significantly easier because you'll have your park locked in. You don't have to worry about competition from going to other parks. So like if you're worried about virtual queue or your boarding group, it's a lot easier because you now have that locked in. Then you can get your 3, you know, fast passes when they do bring that back, if they do. But overall, it's a lot easier now. The only downside is because of capacity being limited, you got to look well in advance. You got to take that into consideration. Because I've seen guests that are like, we're buying a ticket, we're going tomorrow. Tomorrow is 4th of July. There is no tomorrow. Every park's booked out. There are random chances where you just go in. Maybe a random family, you know, canceled their park pass. But in the grand scheme, I'd say that happens 1% of the time. Most time, if it's booked out in the morning, it's going to be booked out in the afternoon. So, you know, take a deep breath. Know that, you know, planning a vacation, any vacation, like Katrina said, stressful. Disney, stressful with a little bit of magic. So, you know, be patient or, you know, get a travel agent. They will help you out. They will hold your hand and show you how to do it. Or, you know, talk to us. We know what we're talking about.
That's right. Or talk to us who are travel agents.
Yeah. Katrina Manzoni, yeah. She's got you down. Manzoni's Fan Zonies. That's her slogan. Manzoni's Fan Zonies.
I don't know if I've ever heard that before.
Sure, let's make t-shirts.
So between that and also your new catchphrase, there is no tomorrow, I think we've all learned that maybe, perhaps, a little less stressful than we would have imagined. Yeah. But thank you for the catchphrases.
Manzoni's Fan Zonies, there is no tomorrow because it's 4th of July.
Garrett Hassel. There we go. Thank you for that. Well, now we turn it on over to all of you. Is planning a Disney World vacation right now a little too stressful? Martha certainly would like to know. She now has our perspective. Now we're interested in yours. Leave it in the comment section just beneath this video. As always, we appreciate hearing what's on your mind.
To all who come to this happy place, Welcome.